I'm just in class. I'll have to phone you back. Ah, good. Somebody else joined us. I'm just in class. I'll have to phone you back. Who was that? Now got to mute the. Good. Somebody else joined us. Where is that phone? Just in class. I'll have to phone you back. Who is that? Now got to mute the. Oh, somebody else joined us. I found it. Right, so things are opening up in Safari and in Chrome and this with, oh my God, my email extensions on matched up and it's a proper pain in the ass. Anyway, how's the quality of the video doing?
Yes, good.
And how's the sound?
Yes, all right.
Well,
I do. I listened to them back. So I came off and I was listening to it while I was walking, and I pick up things that I didn't pick up in the meeting. So yeah, I've always been that person that just has to be retold the same thing until I get it.
well, that's completely normal. Good. Well done. Thank you for your dedication. Hello, James. How are you?
I'm all right, yourself?
I'm good.
Good.
And we've got Jade. So the Recovery Connection crew are coming. Wonderful. Let's see. Is that Jade and Annette? Jade. How did you spell Annette? Annette. And what? No, how did? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You were so still there, Marcus. I thought you'd frozen, and I can't see the other two. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just reading a message that I replied to. I just got a reply.
Okay. Jade, are you there? You're muted. Okay. Still muted. They're most probably faffing there. Right, James, build the container for us. Go for it.
Eh?
Huh? Build the container, mate.
Bill, have you read the live out?
Oh, good catch. So I've switched computers, so I don't have it. So can you tell it to us? Just go with your gut.
Oh, so the live stream is being recorded.
Keep going. You're doing great. Just
The live
relax
stream's being
into the
recorded.
panic.
If you can consent to it, can you put a thumbs up in the chat or reply with a yes?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Jade. There's a little mouse of it. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why my camera's not working. What do I need to do to change that?
Neither do we.
Oh, technical difficulty. Never
That's all
mind.
right. That's all right. That's all right. So just to add to that, James, this is a training and it's to help break stigma. And if at any time the recording needs to be deleted, let us know and we will delete it immediately without question. How did you feel when I threw you in the deep end there, James?
That's all right. I'm used to it.
Being thrown in the deep end.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you feel though?
A little bit of fear,
Yep, the fear comes up.
bit of confusion.
Yep, what the fuck?
Yeah. They're quite that it goes quite quickly that now.
Yeah, good, good. So then a quick orientation All
Yeah,
right, so now I must stand and deliver.
yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so start the check-in then.
Um, yeah, I'm checking in all right. Had a busy morning. Productive, which I enjoy. Keeps us busy. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm loving the weather.
Hmm.
Loving the weather at the minute. Weather's picking right up. So my mood seems to pick up when it's not dull and raining. Um, but yeah, overall, I'm good. Life's good. Um, I'll tag Marcus.
Yeah, I'm checking in refreshed. Second class, so two classes yesterday. I've broken that up with a nice little walk out in the sun. It's clear blue skies. Yeah, just being topped up with some good vibes from the sun, and everyone seems to be enjoying it. Everyone's a bit more politer. Everyone's more willing to say hello as you walk past them. Just the world's a nicer place when the sun's out. So
Hmm.
I'll tag Jade.
Yeah, sorry, I've been clicking around there. I genuinely can't work out how to get my video working, but that's okay. It's not important, is it? Yeah, I'm checking in okay. I've officially started as volunteer coordinator now. And I'm still a bit nervous, and I know that it's what I want to do, but it's a lot more than what I was doing previously. And I feel like the responsibility is sort of starting to hit home a bit where I'm like, oh shit, this is scary. This is like a big boy job. So yeah, just even the title coordinator makes us feel a bit weird. I don't like it. So I've been calling myself captain instead. Just to try and like make a joke of it, because I'm just so concerned about the severity of it. I'm like, oh God, I don't want that kind of responsibility, I don't think. It feels a lot. But yeah, glad to be here. Yeah, so that's how I'm feeling. Sorry for dumping that on you guys. And David, how are you doing?
Okay, so is Annette not with you today, Jade?
No, no, I'm a Lone Ranger.
Fantastic. Okay, great. So I'm checking in. Pleased to be here, excited about what's going on and how productive we are as an organization in doing this. So I feel good about that.
Mhm.
Just to orientate everyone, the Tuesday we do the community of practice, which is the individual training for people that want to coach and open up a private practice. Thursday morning is Lero, people who want to bring coaching into their lived experience recovery organization.
Mhm.
And then the afternoon is systemic wellness practitioner, where we use a skill of coaching to enhance the role that we find, the professional role that we find ourselves in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, James, this must be your last class in terms of requirement.
Yeah,
You've attended the 3 days in-person training.
yeah,
Yeah. You've attended this for 10 weeks, so you've done 20 hours here.
yeah.
You are more than welcome and highly encouraged to come back.
Well, I'll still be coming back.
We certainly want you here to bring your wisdom, but in terms of the tick boxes, you've done that. Have you gone through all the online material on the Teachable platform? I think you have.
Not all of it, no.
Not all of it. Okay. So once you've finished that, you'll get a certificate at the end of it that confirms that you've gone through that. You need to then show that to your manager and then get the manager to say, yes, you're good to go, or you need to do something else within the organization. Once we've got that certificate, you'll be registered with Maoni in the Netherlands. Yep,
Yeah.
as a professional lived experience recovery coach and systemic wellness practitioner. Hey! And Jade,
No,
once you do that, you'll also be given an IT support technician certificate because you managed to fix your computer.
Sorry. I got there though.
No, well
Yay.
done. Well done. Does that make sense, James?
Yeah, I'm just on the It's the self-study material you're on about, isn't it?
Yeah, the teachable stuff.
Yeah.
So, but personally, I'm very happy with the way that you've shown up, not only on these classes, but also on the Speak App platform. So there's quite a lot of technology for people to get their heads around. I was signing Marcus up to our system last week, and he said, I just want you to know you've just signed me up to 3 different platforms. And suddenly I realized, oh, fuck. Yep, how overwhelming this must be for everyone. And Marcus, you've taken to this like a duck to water. So thank you. Yep. Hello, Emma. LA is in Portland's in the room.
Hmm.
Would you like to check in, Emma?
Yeah, hang on.
Hang on. There we go. She's on, she's off, she's on.
Hi, Emma checking
Yay.
in. Feeling a little sleepy, 6 a.m.
Thank you for your dedication.
Yeah, it's nice to see you all.
Cool. Great. All right, so Emma, just to catch you up, I've just gone through the three different streams, the amount of hours that are needed, and James has just met those. He needs to go through the online material, and then his manager needs to sign him off, or the person he reports to. And the purpose of that is, and I know you know this already, but I just want to repeat it for the transcription, is that the organization takes some accountability and responsibility for who they've got in their organization. Yeah. So the people in leadership don't go, well, we send them off to training, they should have done the work. Yeah, it's not our fault. Yeah, that there's joint accountability in the co-production of this material. Yeah, cool. So Jade's checked in, overwhelmed in her new role. Yep. Marcus has checked in saying he needed a break after this morning's class and he's ready for this afternoon's class. And James is busy clicking through the self-study stuff in the background here so he can get his certificate.
No, I'm not.
Come on, James. It's all right, mate.
No, no.
Okay. So what should we talk about today?
Responsibility,
Responsibility.
because
Okay.
I'm feeling it as well. Like as I start building my organization and meetings are starting to happen, and I'm like, I'm not a CEO. I'm just about a checkout assistant at this point. So, um, yeah, it'd be nice to see what
So you've gone from COA to CEO. Checkout
to,
assistant
yeah,
to chief executive officer. All right. So there's been a role change for you, Marcus. There's been a role change for Jade. Yeah. What's the impact?
that's people's lives.
I think it's the pressure. Like I wanted it. I'm not disputing that, but it's the I suppose you're getting pressure from both ends as well. So you're getting it like top down from management to you, saying you've got all these boxes that you have to tick. Have you done your risk assessments, all the rest of it? And then you've got people bottom up saying like, oh, we're bored, you promised us you would do this, take us out, do these things. And I'm like, oh, I can't take you out unless I do the risk assessments, and I can't do the risk assessments because I'm too busy talking to the people, and yeah, I'm like the middleman.
Okay. Marcus?
Um, yeah, it's just making sure that I put the right things in place. Like, obviously, I'm very much in thinking, going from thinking to doing. This stuff's been in my head for a while. And yeah, I just want to get it right. So like making sure the right safeguarding things are in place, that the staff are looked after, that the clients' needs are met. So just making sure those things are in place for them, and it's a lot. And I have been very critical in the past of services I've used, so I've set my own bar like really high, which is good. It gives me something to drive towards. But I guess with anything, it's practice. So coming to these meetings, hearing how other people are doing things and seeing them do it, it's encouraging. Yeah, but yeah, it's a lot of responsibility to want to take. And it's not even like it's a promotion or anything. Like for all my sins, have wholeheartedly gone, I want to do this, which is good. It's good, but very daunting. There's a lot of fear, I guess.
So I was thinking about this as well. And I don't know if you know this, but I'm in assisted accommodation at the moment. Yep. So I'm staying in a what they call it? HMO, housing multiple occupants. Yep. And there's assisted living there. And the person that runs the place, yep. So there are 10 residents there. Yep. And the person that runs the place, it was going, I'm so stressed. I've got so much work to do. It's all on top. And I was sitting there thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? But there's not like, it's actually quite, and I started to think about this, the perceived stress that we put on ourselves, yeah, for whatever reason. Yeah. So there were some changes that needed to be made to a policy, and the policy we needed to sit down as a resident committee and talk about adding a third. So we want to create a men's group there because we want the men, the participants in the place, to take responsibility for their recovery. Yep. And to share their lived experience voice. Now the challenge is if the men get honest with management, yep, there are certain policies and things in place that management have to do, yep, and then they have to put in the consequences. Yeah. So it's very difficult then for the residents to have agency for their own recovery. So it's a bit like a woman going into services and saying, I'm struggling with alcohol. And then services say, okay, well, we need to take your kids away. So the lady doesn't go and make use of services. So this is a common systemic problem everywhere. It's a bit like somebody kind of leaving prison, yep, and going back and smoking dope or whatever, getting into a problem, and they can't go to their parole officer and say, "Listen, I've started smoking dope, but at least I'm not smoking crack and heroin." Are you guys getting an idea of this?
Yeah.
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 So I want you to just think about the internal stress that you are creating for yourselves, the internal pressure that you're putting yourselves under because they are coming. They're going to come and kick the door in and say, who the fuck do you think you are to do this? Where's your paperwork? Where's your qualifications? Who do you think you are? And trust me, I've got it all the time. I've got it all. They are coming for me. It's an internal oppression. It's something that keeps us small.
Mm.
I think I'm similar to Marcus, where like I set a bar quite high for myself. Not in a not in an arrogant way or anything. Just, I think if you go do something, you should do it to the best of your ability. You should put your all into it. You should really care. Otherwise, what's the point in doing it? I don't like people who do things half-heartedly. Um, but then because you're putting in so much time, so much effort, so much like emotion into your own work, it can be really draining. So, but you're shooting yourself in the foot at the same time. Catch 22 that.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that one.
What you agreeing with, Marcus?
The setting the bar. Yeah, it's gone out of my head already. It's because I'm thinking. I'm trying to think of like this
Just relax, just breathe.
the
Just
internal oppression.
yeah.
Because yeah, there's lots of things, and it's probably attached to all of those things that I've criticized or I've seen not work for other people in the past. When in reality, the organization, even though it's like days old, it's fine. It hasn't been reported. It's like we're not going to court. I've got no clients. Like
Good
it's
start.
fine. It's fine. Like at this point, and I guess it's the same day by day,
Mm.
being in the present,
I
How
think
many people
and
out there
connecting
do you
with people.
think go through the same thing in the normal world?
I guess everyone that is in any position of responsibility, parents to leaders, whichever capacity that is, like we all just want to get it right.
We all want to get it right. Yeah. And how much of wanting to get it right, the anxiety of wanting to get it right, makes people get it wrong?
A lot. It takes the focus away from the task in hand. So there's a lot of mental power going into all that worry and anxiety. That's when you miss the point with the client, that connection where it's most important.
Okay. So it
I
can stop you from doing your role, yeah, building rapport with the person that's in front of you, yeah, because you're worrying about other stuff.
I think as well what you said there, Marcus, about the comparison and the idea that, in the past you've criticized other companies or other like organizations. I've been the same, but on a bit of a more personal level where I've worked with people, um, particularly people in management, and I thought, oh God, if I'm ever in a position where I have any of your responsibility, I hope I'm not like you. And now I am in a position of responsibility, and I think, oh shit, better not be like them. Um, and I maybe didn't appreciate the pressure they were under and the reasons why they made the decisions that they did at the time. And I'm not excusing other people's actions and stuff. I still think there are such things as bad managers. Um, but I really hope I'm not going to be one of them.
Okay,
So,
so you can have a bit of compassion
mm,
for you not understanding what it was like from their perspective.
yeah, it's
Yep.
when you have that different viewpoint, isn't it? Like sort of seeing it through their eyes and the boxes they had to tick, the red tape they had to go through, the reasons why you maybe told the things that you are when you're in a different job role. And then once you kind of step over that threshold, you go, oh, the grass is not greener on the other side. Um, yeah, so I'm not sure. But I would like to think that I've learned from the bad ones and the good ones, and I can sort of discard the things I've learned from the bad ones and be like, right, not like you, and pick up the traits from the good ones I've had and be like, okay, more like this. But it's hard to juggle and work that out.
Emma, are you under attack from flying
I, d-
creatures or something?
I don't know what that was. It's a loud noise.
Yeah, I just seeing you jump over the elevator.
Yeah,
It
I
must
was
be
not.
a drone. Must be a secret drone coming to, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like there's that saying that boys grow up thinking their dads are heroes in the beginning, and then when they're 16 or something, they think they know fuck all. Yeah. And then when they're 30, they go back to them for the wisdom. Have you ever heard that saying?
I've
Yeah.
never heard it, but I've definitely done it.
Yeah, you've done it. Yeah, me too. Jeez, I just it's yeah, but I miss my dad's counsel, and he was an idiot until I was in his position. And it's like, oh fuck, okay, shit, I'm sorry. And it's quite humbling, huh? So going from poacher to gamekeeper isn't so easy either. Yeah. So James, how's it for you going from being incarcerated to going out to kind of being, you know, really helping the incarcerated now?
It feels amazing now, but obviously when I first got out, I don't know, I struggled. I struggled just to do day-to-day things. Like I come out with that a bit institutionalized. Um,
A bit.
well, yeah. But
James, you were inside from the age of 14 to 30 with a 6-month break, if I remember correctly.
yeah, obviously, but when I got out, I was just flat out using the drugs. The drugs helped a bit with that, and then I went into rehab, and I felt a bit comfortable because I felt like I was back in an institution.
So you were back in a structured environment
Yeah,
that was supportive of your recovery.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I felt a little bit at home. Too much at home. I actually spent a year in there,
Good.
but obviously, and then they integrated it slowly. Because I was honest with them, I told them I'm struggling with day-to-day life. Like I don't know how to live. So I got a lot of support in that area, and then obviously I moved into my own place. The support isn't paying my bill because I've never done nothing like that. So then the support isn't all of that, and then things started to lift and get better. That's when they took us on to work there because I went on to work there for 2 years, and we had people coming out of prison in the same predicament as me. They were institutionalized, they didn't know how to live. So then I was supporting them in that, which was also helping me to see how I still carry on with my life, how I can still implement things like that into my life. So it was a slow process, but it's helped a lot. And it still continues to do that today as I'm helping people in that area. I get I get like a warm feeling that I can do that. I can be there for them. That's why I enjoy it so much.
Jade, how do you feel when you hear James's story? Because I feel exactly the same.
Um, I'd I had a lady on my caseload and she left prison. And she wasn't in for anywhere near as long. And I can remember going to the job centre with her and I held her hand when she crossed the road because she nearly broke down and cried. She was just like, I can't do this.
It's
Just even
so overwhelming, huh?
just crossing a road and traffic and like getting a bus and like opening a bank account again. She was just completely overwhelmed. And I totally took that for granted because I use my bank card all the time. I get buses all the time and I didn't realise how big of a deal that could be for someone. Um, and it's really humbling.
It's humbling, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when James speaks, I'm filled with hope and I'm
Hmm.
humbled as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's and I just I want to cry now because
Hmm.
my heart gets filled with such pride, James. Like
Yeah.
you're such an asset
Hmm.
for the community, just with your story and your transparency and your honesty. Yeah. I was institutionalized, and then I went to rehab, and then I was kind of institutionalized some more. And it's taken me time, and I get a lot of benefit out of helping other people, and it really fills me with hope, James.
Mm.
How's your dog, by the way, James?
The same little shit.
Same little shit.
But
Okay.
I love
Marcus, did you want to say something?
No, I'm just feeling that like I've got people close to me that are struggling to get out of that loop.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, it's holding hope for me to just know that they've just got to go through what they've got to go through to get to where they need to get to. Like I do trust the process in a sense. And
Mm.
Okay.
I talk about the system, and the system is quite harsh. And it's really disconnected in certain places, but sometimes it takes that little bit of hardship to, I don't want to do it, yeah, an injustice, but yeah, we go through what we need to go through to get to where we need to get to. And I just hope that that person that I'm thinking of can do what James says and other
Mm.
people are doing. Yeah, it's powerful stuff. It really is.
Okay, so Marcus and Jade, with that feeling of humility
Mm.
and honesty and hope, yeah, if you were to take that into your job role,
Mhm.
yeah, what challenges, where do you want to go? And what I'm trying to do is to get you to respond to the situation from
Mm.
this place, as opposed to, oh my God, they're going to come and I'm going to get it wrong and they're going to kick the door in and kick me out. And how did I get here? I'm a fucking fraud. Does that
Um,
make sense? It's
yeah.
like, okay,
it.
we got this. I don't know everything.
Mm.
Yeah, I hope I can get this right. I'm
Yeah. I think just talking about responsibility at the beginning, like thinking about it now, it's mad that when people come into service and just in life in general, it, to give people who are on such different levels the same responsibility and accountability. So, for example, that lady who was on my caseload. Oh, bloody hell, the light's gone off. Sorry. Um, that lady that was on my caseload, he surely shouldn't have that same level of responsibility for herself when she's just been released from prison when she doesn't even know how to get on a bus.
great.
So
So
how
when
could
working
she?
with volunteers,
Yeah.
yeah, is understanding where they are and
Because
supporting them as opposed to overwhelming.
I think like I flip-flop between the everyone should be the same because it's fair, but then equally everyone can't be the same because then that's not fair because they're in completely different places. So I think I need
Yeah,
to
look,
work
the
that out better.
technical term for it is it's called a fuck up.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So there's a lot of systemic pressure that
Uh-huh.
we've got to empower people and make it fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we tick box, yep,
Mm,
and we got the right demographic, the right this, they got the right equipment, but then there's no training or support or understanding
mm,
around that. Yep.
yeah.
So just to take it back to addiction treatment or substance use disorder treatment,
Hmm.
is people will go into rehab.
Hmm.
They will detox, they will learn a whole lot of stuff. They leave that environment. Yep, and they'll go through their first breakup. They'll get involved in a relationship and then they'll break up with someone. And people will look at them and think, my God, this person's behaving like a teenager. And the reason the person's behaving like a teenager is they've never gone through those feelings sober. So they haven't got the resilience to cope with a relationship at that sort of level. So you're looking at a grown person and you're thinking, what the fuck is this person brain damaged? And essentially they are, because they haven't been given the opportunity to and the environment to build the resilience. So
That's
they're
wild,
not
isn't it?
brain damaged. Yeah, they just haven't had the developmental environment. Was my language inappropriate there?
No.
No.
No. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, the political correctness police just stormed into my head and said, "You can't talk like that." You got it kind of like, well, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, I thought that
So
was fine.
you want to say something, Marcus?
No?
No, no. Oh, okay. Now I'm hearing voices. Fuck, I know. So the environment around that individual needs to understand that this behavior is appropriate for someone where they're at. So James coming out of prison and needing to go into a structured environment to help support him on his journey is exactly what's needed. Where people would think, well, he's been in prison, he's out now, he's free, he must get on with his life. He's served his time and like, that's it. And then people wonder why people reoffend. Yep. Or people go back to abusive relationships, or people go back to drugs. Yeah. It's because there's safety in the knowing.
Mhm.
It might be shit, but at least I know where I am. Oh, I've got really passionate there. Emma, do you want to come in? Are you waking up? Is the coffee kicking in?
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is an amazing conversation. Um, I'm just I'm just struck by people with lived experience helping inmates. I think that's pretty amazing. Yeah. That's all I've got right now.
Still waking up because Emma, you are fucking amazing with your lived experience, and you're very humble around that. And yes, I am biased.
Thanks, David.
Um, yeah, it's great. It's great to have you in the class. Yeah, it's really great. Okay. All right, so let's move on. So I'm sure you've all heard this cliche before, but responsibility is the ability to respond. So do you have the skill set to respond to the situation? Somebody's overdosed, somebody's going through a divorce, somebody brings childhood trauma, they talk about kind of incest or fucking whatever it is. Do you have the ability and the skill set to be able to respond to that in a humane way?
100%, yeah. I feel, yeah, the compassion from what I've learned so far, the way that I can hold myself um, in certain situations, I know, it's evidenced in the past with people that I have worked with, like, yeah, but take away the management stuff, I can respond. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's one of the first tests that will come up when, things start getting busy is can you respond under pressure? Um, that level of organizational pressure. So we will see.
So one of the challenges with lived experienced organizations, yeah, is where we kind of wear our heart on our sleeves, yeah, is for organizations where people come from those kind of corporate organizations and they come into a culture of lived experience and it's like, fuck, what's going on here? It can be quite traumatic for people coming from the outside that have kind of had to keep their authentic self at home or suit up and boot up for the workplace. In a lived experience organization, it's fucking snot and trana. Snot and trauma means snot and tears. Yeah, it's like you bring everything there.
I struggled with that transition from like bedside care and stuff where you couldn't get upset because you couldn't. You were looking after the person, and the person needed you to be the logical, responsible, sensible one. The voice of reason of this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it, this is your care plan, this is our treatment, off we go. And you were never allowed to be emotional, ever. Because it's not your people to be emotional over. They're your patient, but they're not your family, they're not your friend. You care for them and you're done. Um, so to be in a position now where it's the opposite, I found that really weird and did not like it at first at all. And we
So
had
it's unlearning.
yeah, or learning to be emotional. I'm not sure. Um, but we had a rehab graduation on Monday, and they spent 6 months there. So they started when I started, and have been through that while I've found my feet in the job, and then transitioned into a new job as they're transitioning and leaving the rehab. So it sort of like ties in nicely with timing. And I just cried all day, literally all day. And I told them all how proud I was of them. And it was nice, but I kept on feeling guilty for being like happy tears. It was weird.
So here's what the challenge is.
Mm,
So the boundary between lived experience and the person that you're working with. And
hmm
if we get too histrionic, too hysterical, to get overwhelmed by our feelings, it
hmm
can leak out into the relationship and pollute the relationship because it starts becoming about you. Yeah.
Right.
The other side of it is if you're too contained, too cold, too aloof, you move away and the person's just like, oh my God, this, yep. So
hmm
it's a very difficult balancing act.
hmm
Now, the people that get the wellest
hmm
are the doctors that have the good bedside manners. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's about rapport. So
hmm
if a doctor comes in and the patient feels scared of the doctor, yeah, or embarrassed by the doctor or stupid, yeah,
hmm
you see it a lot in what's it? Call the midwife. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I never watched it.
You've never watched it. Oh, you
No.
must watch it. You must
Okay.
watch.
That can
I'm
be my
gonna
homework.
I'm going to suggest that everyone should watch it because it's a great example of how the NHS has developed over the years.
Mm,
Yeah, and how it's kind of the NHS has moved from a church-based nuns doing the work, doing
mhm.
home visits,
Yeah.
and then this institution gets built up, and then you've got the babies going off to hospital and being
Mhm.
born in an institution. So it becomes like a factory, and then you've got these men coming in and say, "Listen, dear, just put or whatever,"
Mm.
and
What does a
it's
man know about giving birth, really?
well, I'll tell you what happens in South Africa, in Johannesburg. There's a culture amongst women that has become too posh to push. Yeah. And basically, too posh to push means, yeah, they've got the medical aid and the medical insurance, and people go for elective Caesars because it's like, it's the better childbirth is better. And the culture has really changed. So people have moved away from natural birth. Yep, in a certain demographic where there's lots of private health insurance, and now where there's lots of money in insurance, all of a sudden, that's the best way to go. Whereas here in the UK, the NHS is like you only go for a Caesar if the shit has hit the fan. Yep, and that's really how capital can influence treatment. So if you look at this in the private sector, in the rehab sector, yep, Emma, of course you need to stay in treatment for another month. You're not ready to go out. Yes, let's get daddy to pay for more treatment for you. Yeah. Yes, your daughter's not ready to face the outside world. Yep. And that can become unethical behavior. So what's happened in the treatment world in the UK in particular is people used to be in an area and they'd go off for treatment. Yep. So maybe they go to Clouds or something, some different parts of the country, Weston-super-Mare, Bournemouth, whatever. Then they go back to their environment and then they'd be fucking using again. So what Recovery Connections have done really well is to bring recovery to the city, to the environment. Yep. And taking people on a journey from homelessness to abstinence in the city. Yeah. So they really have modeled that fantastically. And that's the model that's kind of being rolled out now, which is basically community, which is basically Ubuntu. Yeah. Which is what we're trying to bring with the African context, you know. And yeah, I mean, us growing up as kids, we would ask the neighbor for sugar. Yeah, that's just the way it would be. There was a lot more community involvement, which has been split over time with God, I've gone on a tangent here, all because of the midwives. But it's oh, let me take a breath. How are we doing? How's today's class going?
I
It's
like your
good.
tangents. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Got
well,
Okay, so it was all about responsibility, yes? And I think what the system has created has taken away responsibility. So people look for the professional. Doctor, what must I do? Psychologist, what must I do? Social worker, what must I do? Lawyer, what must I do? Psychiatrist, what must I do? Yep. And we really take the stance of, fuck it, I don't know, what do you want to do? And working in your organization with this lived experience role, yeah, you need to tie that into your professional role because you're being paid to show up in a professional way. So your lived experience needs to be, it's not like fucking, you know, there needs to be method to the madness of this. It's like the lunatics are taking over the asylum. We better teach the lunatics what to do. I'm so going to get into trouble one day for the way I talk.
I think my fear is giving people too much responsibility too soon because you don't
Yeah,
want to put
okay,
anyone
great.
under pressure.
Yep.
Mm. Because I don't want to take away anyone's autonomy or the right to choose things for themselves. But I also don't want to put anyone in a dangerous situation where they're maybe going to be choosing risky things that aren't going to be good for them, especially in early stages of recovery. Um, but I can't tell anyone what to do at the same time. Like, they're grown adults and can make their own decisions, even if sometimes I don't agree with them.
So give us an example so we can talk about it amongst your peers. And
Birthday
just
party coming
remember
up.
we're being recorded, so let's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
keep, yeah,
No
because I
names
don't.
or anything, no names, but um so a lady who's on my caseload early recovery, she's got her auntie's 50th birthday party coming up, but she used to use with her cousins and stuff. She's been avoiding them for a while.
Okay, so let's just pause for a second.
Mm.
What role is this person? Is it one of your volunteers that you're
No,
coordinating?
no, because I still have my caseload as well as being the
Right, so now
coordinator.
you've got the volunteers and your existing caseload.
Mad, innit?
Okay, great. Yeah, so get used to being overworked and underpaid.
Cool.
Yeah, that is and the constant squeeze where
Mm,
people go, but it's vocational work. You should be happy that you're doing this. Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. Take okay. So this person is in this camp. So this
Mm,
person isn't in the new camp that you.
no.
Yeah, okay. All right. So this is an old case
Yeah, I've known her
or
for.
an old environment that you know how to handle very well.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you've just been promoted, haven't you?
Oh well, yeah. Good point. So I must have
Yeah.
been all right. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. So
Mm,
so I just want to talk about the safety of doing the old job and talking about that, because that is going to pull you away from this new role.
mm.
Does
I
that make
can't do that.
sense?
Oh. I think it's just while I'm in a transitional period, I would like to think eventually all of my caseload will be sort of like filtered out into other
Great.
community
Okay.
cultures.
All right. So as we deal with this case that we're about to talk about,
Yes.
is this part of the filtering out process?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so I asked a yes, no question to just kind of get,
No, no,
yeah,
clarification. We're good.
yeah, as
Yeah.
opposed to what values are being activated in this environment. It's
Yeah.
like, fuck, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Yeah. Okay, great.
Efficient. We need to be
Let's,
efficient.
yeah, okay, cool. So here we go. Yep.
So yeah, Auntie's birthday party and she wants to go, but the likelihood is that she'll get drunk, and then if she gets drunk, then she'll pick up some cocaine because that's what she does. That's been a repetitive cycle for a while. We're trying to break that cycle. At the minute, we're using the technique of avoidance while she's sort of in early recovery and trying to protect herself from it. Um, and if she were in somewhere that was like a rehab, and if she were institutionalized and sort of had went away somewhere to get clean, then it would be different. But she's at home and she's doing a detox program. She's, reducing that alcohol intake and all the rest of it. And I'm like, mate, it's too soon to go to a birthday party. What you doing? But I can't make that choice for her.
Okay, so
So,
there's a bit of a frap there.
mm,
Yep. Fixing, advising, projecting. Yep. What
mm.
is your relationship with this person?
I'm a
What's the
community coach.
professional role?
I'm her community coach.
Okay. So, and a communities coach is what?
So, the community coaches, the recovery connections, have their own caseloads of individuals, and we help them with goal setting and reaching their sobriety. So we do this via one-to-ones and group work, and
Okay,
then
great. So the goal is they're moving along harm reduction
yeah,
to a place of, okay, great. So this person's on a journey.
yeah, she is.
Great. Okay, cool. And your job is
Help her get from A to B, essentially.
to keep them on the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as best you can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. All right. What's the problem?
The birthday party. I think it's too soon.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
but
think she
what
should
but
go.
what's your problem with it?
That she's going to relapse and take cocaine again.
Okay, great. And then what happens?
Then all her hard work, she'll be upset, she'll come in crying, it'll be like her last relapse, and she'll maybe go,
What's the impact on you?
realistically, nothing.
Okay, but when I asked the question, there was a big sigh. Your body went.
Yeah. I mean,
So
it's not
when
my
the
relapse. Like, I'm
huh?
fine. It's not my relapse. Like, I haven't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. So I just want to acknowledge one, how hard it is.
Mm.
Yeah. And two, when the body sighs like that, you've asked a good question.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I asked you a good question there.
You
I
did.
say
Yeah.
that I say that with humility.
Hmm. No, you did, genuinely. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, 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 because it kind of relieved your role a bit.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it goes back to responsibility, doesn't it? Like, I'm not responsible for her relapse. It's her choice.
But you are responsible for holding this person on this journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And being aware of what that journey is like. And it's not like this, it's like this.
Yeah, it is. Mm.
Okay.
I think it's
Who are you
almost
handing over to?
Emma, what's your view?
No, no, in your organization, who are you handing your caseload over to?
Emma, and then from her, not sorry, not you, Emma. Jesus, there's an Emma in the chat. Sorry.
Okay. So you've got,
Yeah,
okay.
no, so there's an Emma Ferguson. Oh God. Sorry,
Yeah.
Emma.
Okay. So Emma's just traumatized now,
And
going,
then
oh fuck,
she's
what must
like,
I do?
no, no. So there's an Emma with like the sort of she's the manager and overall, and that Emma is gonna sort of look at my caseload and view them all as individuals and sort of go, you
Great.
fit with this
Okay.
person, you'll fit with this
Great.
person, and divvy them up accordingly. So
So
hopefully
you
that'll
so
happen.
so you're getting support in that way?
Yeah, it's just slow, isn't it? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, never mind.
So Emma Decrepiny, relax.
Yes.
It's not going to you.
That would have been really funny. Sorry about that.
That's
No, it's
okay.
cool. Let's take a 5-minute break. James, you all right with that?
David, I've got to check
Yeah.
out. I've got to do my morning go to school thing with Posey.
Oh, you got to go and be a mum.
Yes.
Good for you.
But I'll
Are
see
you
you.
checking out, Emma? It was
I'm
lovely
checking
to
out.
see you.
Yeah, no, I'll be back next week. Yeah, I'm checking out feeling, I don't know, hopeful. Hopeful. Yeah. Nice
And
to see
and
you all. Yeah.
and how's your private practice coming along?
It's good. I'm having my first I'm doing a journey with someone taking lozenges for the first time. So that's exciting coming up on Monday.
Okay,
So
great.
yeah.
Amazing.
All right. I'll see you
Yeah.
next week, Emma. Everyone else, see
Yes.
you in 5 minutes,
Emma.
7 minutes.
See you.
Bye.
Yeah, cigarette. As long as it takes to smoke a cigarette, I'll be back.
Welcome back. How you doing, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm tired.
We're doing a lot of work, huh?
It's just lots of information. Be good this weekend. It'll be a good weekend, just not doing too much and enjoying company of friends and stuff. So I'll be able to process and decompress. I think I'm more, I guess, becoming a bit stressed about formalizing my idea. So yeah, but one day at a time.
Sorry, say that again.
Just getting it's overwhelming formalizing an idea into reality. Um, yeah, so I guess this is part of the journey is, feeling my path as I go forward. And that's obviously why I'm doing this.
Well, you've only
Um,
been doing this for 10 days, 9 days, and
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
think you've
yeah.
done pretty fucking well so far. How do you think you're doing?
Good. I think I'm doing good. I just got to pace myself.
Yeah,
Um,
well, good luck with that. Oh, you better ask someone else because I'm not good at that at all.
no, I'm doing better than previous years in that. So we're getting there with the pacing.
How is it coming up with your own job title?
It's good. It's just what I do. So we are strategizing on an organization, um, with just a collective of people that are not happy, feel unheard. So this is the organization that taught me about co-production and lived experience. I'm going back to them and saying, look, what you taught me is not happening down on the ground. So we're
Okay.
going back to have a conversation about that and to get that going again. And then I've got my eyes on another organization there to do a similar thing that doesn't have any awareness of lived experience or um, yeah, designing services with users.
And how are we doing as an organization?
I feel you're doing good.
Yeah,
Um, there's lots. There's a lot of like
moving parts.
yeah. There's a lot going on. So I'm really interested in understanding the referral network, um, because that's something that I believe in as yeah, being able to refer people to the right place. Um, so yeah, I kind of like that I've outdone my own geniusness with that rubric that I created for the homework, and that's kind of put into it's formalized the concepts that's kind of been in my head. So now I've actually got a tool that I can go and score organizations against. And I'll do a little bit of work with some clients of said organizations to see if that rubric does ring true for them as clients, so how they feel and things like that. So I'm excited to put that to
And
work.
how does our organization fit to that? How would we score under that rubric?
A five, a five.
Okay.
It's not consultative, it's participative. Um, you don't dictate, you are guided by the person of where they're at. Um, yeah, it's a strong five
Okay.
from the Rooted Collective.
A strong five from the Root Collective.
Rooted Collective.
Rooted Collective. Wonderful. Wonderful. Right. Everyone back? James, you back?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Start the check-in, James.
Yeah, I'm all right. Enjoying it. Just ready to go again.
Who are you tagging?
Marcus.
Good choice.
Stressed. But I've done a lot this week, so I just need to remind myself to pace myself and take this weekend to just let things settle. Jade.
Yeah, I'm okay. I felt like I talked a lot there in that first half. Sorry about that. I feel like I was a bit selfish and too much talking from my part, so I'll try and be quiet.
You talk a lot of rubbish, Jade. Honestly.
I do talk a lot, that's the problem, isn't it?
No, not at all. I really thought what you brought was very valuable.
Maybe. I hope so.
Yeah. All right. So where should we take the container now? So we always check in contract, build the container. We're here for systemic wellness, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
around the organizations that we work in our professional roles. So that's the overarching, yeah. James's work is around prehab support, yeah. Jade's work is transitioning from community coach to volunteer coordinator.
Yeah.
And Marcus is building a lived experience organization to really address the problem that he sees in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Is that correct, Marcus?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Okay. All right. So where should we go?
I picked the last topic, so I'll let someone else. And now all I can hear is the countdown clock going in my head.
All right, do you want to end class today?
It feels rude to do that, doesn't it?
Have you identified anything that we've spoken about that maybe we haven't picked up on ourselves, maybe?
So what I would say is how many times are there pointless meetings in organization for the sake of having a meeting that you've allocated the time to the meeting?
Probably
So
have.
if we're sitting here completing hours because we need to do it for certification and we're not really talking about anything that's valuable, then we're wasting our time.
So just really quickly, in the time that we had cigarettes and cups of tea, oh Daisy, I was like desperately trying to allocate jobs out there, being like, mate, we've got a women's event on Monday. Like, have you found the tablecloths? Do you know where the leaflets are? Who's got the pens? I'm like, fucking hell, I can hear David talking. Go, go, go. I need to get back in the cupboard. So yeah. It does sometimes feel like wasting hours when you need to do other things. It's mad.
Daisy, welcome.
Hello, how is everyone?
Look who's rested from Morocco.
You went to Morocco.
Didn't you go to Morocco? Where did you go? Didn't you
I
go on
went to
holiday?
Lanzarote.
Oh, Lanzarote, sorry.
Not even close.
Okay, well, I fucked that one up, but at least I knew you went on holiday.
Yeah, yeah.
When did you get back?
Monday. Well, actually, I got back on Friday night, started work on Monday, and it feels
Okay.
like I never left.
Oh
Okay.
God.
And did you fly through Dubai or anything like that?
No, luckily.
Thank God for that, huh?
I know.
Okay. All right, so how are you checking in, Daisy?
I'm checking in feeling good. I'm feeling generally well rested. I've been on meetings all day, so I am starting to waver a little bit. But yeah, good. Generally good. I think I went on holiday and I had a nice amount of time to just sit with my mind and my thoughts, which I don't tend to get on a weekly basis. So it was nice, but I've come to some kind of realizations. So, I think it's that classic thing if you go on holiday and you come back and you want to change everything about your life. But yeah, we'll
So
see.
what have you realized? Are you happy to talk about it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
good.
realized that I think I've come to the end of my relationship with my boyfriend. Um, I think I also had a little bit of I want to say crisis because that's a bit exaggeration, but I think I've kind of realized that sometimes the way I see myself and the way that other people see me is not gelling. It's not the same. And I either have to be okay with that or change something of the way I'm presenting myself or the way I'm speaking or, you know, how the world sees me is not the same as how I see myself. Um, so yeah, I've been thinking quite a lot.
Wow. Are you okay to explore that a bit more, Daisy?
All of it, yeah.
Great. Okay. So tell us what your professional role is.
My job title is Executive Director of Development.
Okay. And what is the organization?
We are a lived experience recovery organisation, Reach Out and Recover Kent. We support people affected by addiction in Kent and their families.
Okay. So just say your job title again.
Executive Director of Development.
Great. How does that job title land with you, Jade, Marcus, and James?
Sounds intimidating, doesn't it?
I'm gonna use Jade's
In
word she used earlier. That sounds like a big boy job.
Yeah.
big boy job? Yeah. James?
Yeah.
Sorry, this is my big boss calling me right now. I'll be 2 seconds.
Go on. Okay. All right. So Daisy, how does that feel? That the container's gone your
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's where some of
the
the
rubbers.
break is between inside and outside. Because I know it sounds like a big boy job, but I don't feel like I've got a big boy job.
Okay, great. So you feel like a fraud.
Not really a fraud. It's just I think also the way I came into this, I volunteered for quite a short period of time in reality. And then I joined the committee and then I got this job and this job came with this title. And, I kind of went, woo! And now I'm here and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I do it. I don't really, it's not like I'm the executive director of a big fat national charity and I'm
Not
big
yet.
corporate lady. Do you know what I mean? I'm sitting here in my pajama bottoms doing meetings.
Oh, I
So
love that.
yeah, maybe it does feel a little bit fake, you know?
Okay. So so today's topic has been a bit like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling like a bit of a fraud or out of a comfort zone, or I've just taken on. So Marcus and Jade were both talking about that. Yeah, but Marcus, do you want to tell Daisy a bit about your organization and your job title?
Yeah, so I guess I'm a founder of the Rooted Collective, which is in the making, very much in the making. It's going from idea to actualization. Um, and basically, it's a parallel system to the ones that are already here that seem to be failing people. Um, so I want to work with complex people and try and bridge the gaps between all of the cracks. And in doing that, addressing it with the organization where the friction is happening so that because in my experience, when I've been unwell, I haven't got the headspace to sit and go, you're doing this wrong, and this is how I feel, this is how you treat me. So it's advocating for the client at the point of contact as well. So there's that, and there's a lot more to it. But basically, homelessness, addiction, and mental health. Just want to hone in on those, and we'll see where we go with that. And then I kind of started doing some stuff with David and the UACT stuff, which is a side quest of mine. So I've already started sort of advocating for clients. And that part of me is a lived experience strategist. So identifying organizations that are kind of missing the point on lived experience or don't understand it is sort of eventually I want to take some trainings to them, some talks, maybe help them set up spaces for co-production, and facilitate lived experience job roles into their organizations as well. So it's kind of a two-pronged approach. So yeah, it's it's quite a broad scope. So I think at this point, I just need to pick my battle and find my entry point onto the playing field. So I'm filling out that path at the moment. Does that makes sense?
Yeah, it does. It does make sense.
What feedback would you give him, Daisy?
I think you're right in saying pick something and start that first and then develop from there. I think in our experience, when we've tried to do too much at once, one thing not necessarily fails, but suffers because of it. You know, if you can't give all of your mind and all of your thought to something, it will suffer because of it. Um, some organizations are going to be more difficult than others to communicate with, but don't let that stop you trying. You know, it's
I noticed Daisy starting to walk through a minefield there.
trying to be nice,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, yeah, and yeah, just keep going. You're going to come to a lot of stumbling blocks, but what you're doing is needed and necessary, and you clearly want to, you know, you're passionate about it from your own lived experience. Um, so just keep going, but also don't let it swallow you, and don't think that your failures are personal failures. Because when I started, I felt that, you know, you feel it personally when you don't succeed at something, but actually it's not a personal failing. It might just be the wider system that you're interacting with that is failing you again.
Thank you.
That sounds like what wise words from an executive director.
There was some, yeah, honest truth there. Thank you for that.
Great. Okay. So Daisy, can I go back to you? I'm just curious what the disconnect is from your inside to your outside.
I'm going to say this, and I really don't want you to take it personally
Mm.
because you might. When last time I was on this meeting, I obviously left early and you said, can I talk about you when you leave? And I said, absolutely. And of course, I went and watched the recording.
Oh,
Um,
fuck. What did I
no,
say? What did I
no,
say?
no one said anything horrible. You know, Katie called me a bitch because I went on holiday again, and I get that. It's fine. Um, but you know, I think everyone sees, well, what you articulated is that you saw me as quite fierce. You know, I wouldn't mess with Daisy, even though she's 5 foot tall. And I don't see myself as being this assertive, strong, intimidating person. I see myself as tiny little, friendly, kind little Daisy, you know? And I think that's what started the thought in my head of people really don't see me the way I see myself. And
Mm.
I at that time I had also had a conversation that day with the employee that I manage, and he was, saying, "Oh, you're really angry, aren't you?" And I'm like, "No, I'm actually like I don't feel angry. There's no anger in me." Um, so yeah, it just that and that together. And I was like, do people really see me as this raging tiny ball of aggression? Because I don't feel it, you
Can I
know?
chime in there?
Please.
I don't know if it's a female thing where if we get passionate about stuff, it comes across as aggressive, where if it was a bloke, it would be assertive. And it's like, oh, he's a boss, he's a very assertive man. Whereas if it's a woman, it's maybe taken differently. That's
Yeah.
what I've found.
I see what you mean. And I think I've spent a lot of my life making myself smaller and not being too loud, not the word bossy when I was younger, I would do anything to avoid being bossy. I would be the chill girl that would just, go along with the flow. And I hate going with the flow. I need a plan. I like a plan. And I think the more I step into, well, to be honest, as I've stepped out of some past situations and as I've gotten stronger in my recovery, I am more happy with speaking my mind and, being okay being assertive. Um, yeah, it did just make me think, I don't feel like I'm that. And hearing people talk about me that way, it didn't upset me. It just made me think, you know?
So Daisy, wonderful for bringing that here. And I'm just letting my anxiety drop a bit
Yeah,
because I
don't be
value.
anxious.
No, 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 no. I'm going to be anxious because I value our relationship. Yeah, and working with you is very important to me, and getting this right is very important. And I want to relate personally to the projection that's put onto me. Yep, and the disconnect that I feel with myself. And the example I'll give is one around race. Yeah. And
Mm,
me in South Africa going into a black community. Yep. I am projected on to be this white, successful, Englishman that comes from colonizer roots that is actually just really out to get us. Yeah.
yeah,
And I've had to get comfortable with that projection. Yep. When I needed to take time out for my mental health and put my hand up for help and say, guys, listen, I need some help now. People would project onto me, but fuck, you don't need to be here, David. What are you doing here? Why are you here? You got it all. So I really relate to the loneliness of that for me. Yeah. And I've also had to rise up, and I continue to try and rise up to the power that I do carry. Yep, in this world as a old white, straight, heterosexual, patriarchal male that's been born into privilege. Yep. I need to just fucking own that part of me as well. Yeah. And not try and deny it and go, oh yeah, no, I'm not a racist and I'm not a sexist and I'm not the fucking hell. I fuck up all the time. Yeah. And when I projected onto you, here's a woman that fucking knows what she wants. I wouldn't mess with that. First of all, I want that to be seen as a leadership skill set that is very good for your organization in certain areas, and in other areas, it'll be a liability. And leadership in an organization needs to choose who to send into which battle for where. Yep. Yep. So when it comes to doing standing up for people with lived experience, getting commissioners to pay, justifying the value of your organization, I would send you in because you articulate that very well. And as leaders in organizations, we need to know what our liabilities are and what our assets are. Yeah. My liabilities is my anxiety drives a humor in me that gets me, which is a mask, which people think that I'm not serious about the work I do. But I am so incredibly serious about this. Yeah. And I feel so misunderstood. And the way that I cope is by using humor and masking in that way. Yeah. And as I say that, I feel quite sad because it's lonely and vulnerable for me. Yeah. So and it's systemic wellness. We need to know that stuff. Yeah. We're not just like kind of people in the fellowship with clean time and we've got a 2-year key ring and then we can go off and lead organizations. Yep. Clean time is good, but recovery is better. And some people might still be using, but they've got a lot more wisdom than somebody who's got a lot of clean time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
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 Okay. James, Jade, Marcus. Oh, what a lovely topic.
It's good. I mean, one of my first comments when I came across this email, it was random, and I saw it said recovery, and I thought, oh, here we fucking go, another 12 steps. So I jumped on, and they asked me to check in, and I was like, just one question. This isn't 12 step, is it? Um, and the reason for me being like that, I got clean and sober. I found a new way of life through 12 step. Like it cleared my mind and the path in front of me to be able to do what I'm trying to do today. And I started working with an organization which was lived experience, and we just we launched the largest charity merger in the UK, and so we went for the lunch after the launch party, and this man I was sat next to, he was one of the executives on the board, and I just struck up a conversation because I was sat next to him, and the day was good. And in like 4 or 5 words, he stopped me. He went, You're in one of those fucking 12-step fellowships, aren't you?" And I was really offended. And I was like, "How can you tell?" He's like, "Because of the way you talk." And that really sent me into a spin and had me start exploring all different other pathways to recovery and trying to D12 step my language. And it really, I felt like my whole personality was under attack because I didn't know who I was. I was an addict, and then I was a recovered addict, a grateful member, and all of that. So my whole personality was stripped down within a few words. So this is, yeah. So I can relate to it on that in that sense, because that's not who I am. I'm not just 12 step, I have a lot more to me. But yeah, I just wondered, like, do you get that same reaction because of your job role? I think the word executive kind of makes, I don't know, the word association with executive may
Yeah.
make people go, oh, okay, bigwig. Because that's my first initial
Yeah, maybe.
response to executive. But now I will challenge myself on that.
Okay.
I feel similar, Marcus. I almost feel guilty for saying that when you reminded us of your job title, that the first thing I thought was intimidated. because obviously we've been on these weekly meetings for ages, and I'm like, I'm not intimidated by Daisy. I know Daisy. Like, so yeah, it's a shame that I went there, and I need to check myself so that I don't do things like that in the future.
It's a lot of, yeah, it brings about awareness, I guess. We don't see ourselves as much as other people see us more than we see ourselves. You might do your hair in the morning or your makeup in the morning, but and you have a general understanding of yourself, but other people see us more. So, yeah, I always appreciate feedback, um, but I didn't realize how uncomfortable I was about that until that person said that. I'm more okay with it now because what it's brought about in me is like a massive improvement. So, like, I kind of attribute feedback and criticism to improvement rather than negative. And yeah,
Yeah. I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like I wasn't offended by what was said. It just I think it's one of those old wounds for me, I think, just feeling unseen. So having someone who I felt did see me, portray me in a way that I don't see myself was again just me feeling unseen again. So I was like, it started that spiral of why don't people see me the way I see myself, you know? And then I got over it.
Are you referring directly to me there, Daisy?
Yeah.
But I do see you. What do you mean I don't see you? I see you all the time.
do you know what's mad? Like, literally, the break that we just had, I was stood in the garden and I've got a friend, um, and I used to perceive her as boss bitch, not intimidating, but feisty. And this is before this, we hadn't even had this conversation. I just thought to myself, my friend, she doesn't feel heard or seen. So it's mad that we're like sat here having this conversation. Um, so yeah, I got to acknowledge that with her later.
So we've all got our wounds, yes?
Yeah.
Yep. And I've got a huge recognition wound. Yep. I want to be seen. And that's driven by the wound of my father. Yep. So there's a little boy in me that wants to be seen by his dad. And that unprocessed wound has impacted my leadership role within my organization. Yeah. And I have to keep that out in front of me. And then am I responding from my wound? Yeah. Or, yeah. And it's difficult. So I promise you, when you go and open up a rehab and you employ all your sponsees to come and work with you in the rehab, the boundaries are a fuck up. And I've really learned by making some huge mistakes and getting. And I think what's important is that we learn from those mistakes. We actually sit down and own up and go, fuck, you know what? I could have done better here. I could have done better there. Yeah. So Daisy, in this interaction that we're having now, what could I have done better, if anything?
Nothing. I don't think. I don't think, because I also don't think that you should watch what you say or what you think because of my feelings. They're my feelings to deal with, not yours. And you shouldn't assume I might have a wound to be recognized and to be seen, you know? And whatever we talk about, it's down to me to deal with the thoughts or feelings that it brings up, and I feel I've done my part by bringing it and talking about it openly, you know. I don't think there's anything to improve.
So how often does this emotional intelligence that's happening here now not happen in workplace environments?
All
All
day
the
long.
time.
All day long.
Yeah.
There's just too many things to be done.
So what happens in the workplace environment is this type of conversation comes out sideways at the water cooler or the coffee machine and like fucking, and it goes into gossip. Yeah.
Mhm.
Which then leads into dysfunction. And then the workplace becomes a dysfunctional, toxic environment. And it's hard work to have this sort of stuff. Now, we're not in group therapy. Yep. We're well people coming here and having a robust conversation. We're actually confronting it.
Mm.
Yeah. And saying, oh, fuck, is that a landmine I stood on? I really didn't realize. Fuck, da 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 da. And this is where I want to slag the English off. Yeah. Even though I am English, yeah, but they're born British, ugh, but there's a real two-facedness.
Yeah.
Yeah. People say, oh, how are you? Oh, no, I'm fine, awfully well, thank you. And oh, God, it's so inappropriate. Yeah. And for me, I don't know where I stand a lot of the time. I've got to try and work out so I'm left confused a lot of the time. Like, guys, what's going on here? What's happening? I need centering.
Mm.
And then working with the Dutch is very different, and working with the Irish is different, and working with the Zambians is different, and working with the South Africans, working with the Australians, it's these are nuances that happen in leadership.
I was babysitting recently. Can I share a little anecdote? Because I think it's quite funny. So I was looking after my nephew. He's 8 and he's being tested for ADHD, and they're not too sure if it's autism, but he's very blunt in what he says. And one of his little friends came and knocked on the door and said, "Oh, is Travis like there?" And I said, "Yeah, no bother." Shouted him. He came, he answered the door. He said, "Oh, you coming to play out?" And he went, "No, I don't like you," and just shut the door straight in his face. And then I told Jessica, his mum, and she was just like, "Oh, you can't do that," and started chastising him about it and stuff. And I was like, actually, I wish I was more like that sometimes.
Mm.
Because it'd make it a bit easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So
I
the
used to do
way,
that when I was little.
well,
I don't want to be your friend.
and that's the thing with children. Children grow up with an honesty, yeah, and the parents' guilt and shaming of the children develop the personality so that they can integrate in a way. And yep, but there's a real honesty with kids that gets, I'm going to say, conditioned out of them. Yeah, which is dependent on different cultures. Yeah, but and kids that don't feel guilt and shame or remorse or regret or something really struggle later on in life in adulthood when it comes to building relationships and connecting with people. Yeah. And what I need to do in recovery though is to get out of the guilt and shame and maturing myself with feeling these emotions in the mature masculine way for me being who I am. Does that make sense? Yep. You're muted, Jade. If you're talking, I think I can see lips
Oh,
moving.
sorry, I just nodded and agreed and said, yeah, it's just toxic masculinity. I think that's quite ingrained in our society, isn't it?
So, what is toxic masculinity?
I think it's to me personally, I suppose it's different for everyone, but it's the boys don't cry, the being a man's man, the idea of um a man wouldn't wear pink and why are you doing dishes and that sort of thing and having them gender stereotypes and roles. That's what it means to me anyway. It could be different to other people.
So, my
I think
experiences, particularly with men, is that men can be very vulnerable with each other when they feel safe in an environment that is with other men. Yeah. And often for men to get vulnerable with in front of a group of women, yep, has an impact. And often the women are unable to experience the vulnerability of the masculine.
I suppose it depends how you've been brought up in that sense. Like if your family has brought up enforcing those gender roles, because then if you take someone that has been brought up in a family, or like a female who has been brought up in a family of that gender roles, and then she gets with her boyfriend and her boyfriend becomes vulnerable, the female will look, this is my from my understanding, the female will look and think, well, that's not what my dad does. My dad's strong. He doesn't show that emotion. And then so there's like that puts a massive wedge in. But then there are people that have gone out, there are females that have gone out and educated themselves or have been brought up in other environments and they can foster that for a man when he's maybe been brought up with those gender roles in his upbringing. And then there's the ones, there's relationships out there where they're both on like that equal par and there's no gender roles. Um, that's from my understanding. And I think a lot of toxic masculinity comes from being brought up in a house that has those gender roles. And just through I don't know, I guess it's a fuck up of generations. Like the man has always got to be the leader or the boss or the owner. And those are like, yeah, like when men don't respect the woman's point of view and things like that's toxic masculinity to me. Like closed-mindedness, small-mindedness, not being able to see past their gender. They have a personality, they have a heart, they have feelings, they have all these other things, but they kind of cling on to their gender. I'm a man. I do man things. And it's the same as I'm gay. It's the same with the gay community. Like it's what keeps me away from the scene. It's like the pink pound and the pink industry. It's like, well, I'm going to buy this because it's gay. And there's like an element of authenticity to that, but also there's a toxic learned behavior that goes with that. And someone who's coming out or exploring that world thinks that then is how you be gay, and that's not how you be gay. You should just be given agency to be your own person, develop your own personality. Um, but it's hard. We live in a culture within cultures within cultures, so we kind of brush up against each other in lots of different ways. But yeah, ramble over. Sorry. I hope does that make sense? Like I'm not missing the
It
mark.
makes such sense. James, you're very quiet.
Yeah, I'm just taking it in. I think that I don't know, it depends on your levels of the trauma because when I come into recovery, because I always seeked approval from my dad and I never got it, that I felt a low self-worth towards males. So I actually went with a female sponsor, because everything just felt a lot easier to open up. So I had a bit of a low self-worth towards males. I felt like I couldn't reach out because of my past.
Jesus, James, every time you talk, you just touch my heart straight away. Fuck. Oh, what a wonderful container, huh?
Yeah.
So the point of the container, yep, in systemic wellness, just to orientate us back, is we're working and leading with people and we work in an organization. Yeah. And how this stuff impacts us in our role. And hopefully, I personally found this to be a very robust conversation and really enjoyed it and found it very beneficial. Yep. And Daisy, I really want to thank you for steering the conversation there. Yeah, I'm really very grateful for that. Yeah. And yeah, I could talk about this for hours. Um, yeah, I feel very, very humbled, and there's some good shit going down here. And Daisy, I've been working with you for what, like just over 18 months now.
Yeah.
And you really have transformed, whether you believe it or not. Like from when the first 3 day intensive to where you are now, there has been a proper fucking yeah.
Yeah. I spent that 3 days just crying my eyes out, didn't I?
All right. I could go on for hours. Unfortunately, we're coming to the end. But in closing, I just want to talk about congruence. Yeah, where our insides match our outsides and the authenticity that goes for that, and how the congruence needs to be aligned with the role that we're carrying. Yeah. So Jade spoke about the role that she was having in the NHS is she had to hide or contain her authentic feelings because that's what the role called for in that environment. Yeah. In this environment, Jade, there's a change, there's an adjustment. Yeah. So it's now bringing your authentic self in a congruent way that fills the role of volunteer coordinator, where you're going to fucking keep those cats in line because they're herding volunteers is it's a job, eh, Daisy?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
it's a job. So yeah, I've really enjoyed today. Thank you. Are we good to start the checkout? Yeah. Marcus, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah,
What's your takeaway?
yeah, just reframing responsibility to the ability to respond. It's kind of like, okay, I can respond to most situations. Um, so given that, I need to just stop worrying about what hasn't come yet. Just respond to what is in front of me at that time. So it's given me a bit of a reassurance, that yeah, it's not all doom and gloom. And yeah, there's some hope in building what I'm trying to build. So, and uh, Katie just sort of what she said earlier about, how there are going to be barriers and it's not going to be easy. Like I had kind of this pretty perfect little thing in my head. So thank you for popping that bubble, humbly
Being
and
Daisy.
honestly.
Did you say
Yeah,
Daisy or Katie?
Daisy.
Daisy.
Did I say Katie? Sorry, Daisy. Yeah, thank you for popping my bubble because it needed popping. And it just brings some reality to the situation. So yeah, I'm checking out good, reassured, and with some sort of direction. And I will tag James.
Good
Yeah, I'm
choice.
good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm checking out really well. I've really enjoyed today's session. Yeah, I think what I've took is that responding. Because I've got a little thing that I've learned through recovery. It's like to stop, pause, and connect, so I can respond rather than react. Like I don't know. It's when if I'm delivering a group or I'm doing a one-to-one. It's not enough. I need to sit with them. So helping them making their decisions is for me, because what I've struggled with when I'm coming to this sort of work is I've always followed a 12-step route where it's this, it's that. You follow this exact program. Whereas when I'm coming into this, I need to learn a whole new way where supporting the community and making their decisions, guiding them into making their decisions rather than like a 12-step route where making their decisions for them. So each session I've been doing on here, even the 3-day training, it's given us a lot more help and insight into how to do that. And like just because I've done my hours, I will be back. Like I need as much guidance and information around this as I can get. And like I just want to thank everyone who's been coming on and you, David, for helping us.
Oh, mate, I just want to love you up. Fucking hell. Thanks, James. Who are you tagging?
Daisy.
I'm feeling good. I'm glad I came in for the last 40 minutes. Yeah, I feel good. I think stepping into this role, I learned quite quickly that I had to say how I feel, good or bad, whether it's going to upset someone or not. I need to share my feelings because otherwise I get stuck in my head. I'm not so good at doing that in my personal life, but I'm very good at doing it here and at work. And actually, again and again, I am kind of rewarded for doing it, so people don't get upset for long. You have the conversation, you deal with it, and it's done. And that's also, why I brought this here today, not because I was upset, but because I had those feelings, and it's only fair to share it, you know. Um, so yeah, I kind of learned that. I mean, I think if I had the Zoom call with you the day after, the way I approached it might have been different. So taking that time is always really important. Taking that time to not react but respond instead is really good. But no, I love coming here. You're never going to get rid of me. Right, Jade.
Yeah, I think I was literally getting ready to sort of call it quits, Daisy, before you came in. It was mad. We had quite an intense first half.
Sorry.
No, it's good. We came back after the break. It was like, oh, we're done. And I was like, no, Daisy's got more to share. I love it.
Oh,
Um, I think what I've learned about the whole responsibility side of things is the responsibility we give ourselves and the pressure we put on ourselves. Like what me and Marcus were saying at the beginning. Sometimes maybe add pressure and responsibility that's not actually there. It's just my expectations of me. And it's not always reasonable. It's really not. So I might have to rein that in a bit. And I totally get what you're saying, Daisy, about when that outside doesn't match the inside. Because I think of myself as quite soft. And then people see all the tattoos and, I rock up on a motorbike and it's like, oh God, are you in a gang? I'm like, no. Hello, my name's Jade. Um, so yeah, I've had that experience as well of what you see isn't necessarily what you get, and people can't marry the two. So yeah, I feel like it's been really beneficial and positive. It's been lush. Thank you.
Check out with immense pride of the robustness of the container. Yeah, it feels very grown up. Right. So we all good with the recording? Great.
Yeah.
I will AI it and create infographics and presentations. Daisy, please join us on School if you haven't already.
What's that?
It's we've just moved off the Teachable platform, which
Okay.
will still be there for people to do the self-study, but there's no community for people to chat and talk amongst themselves. So it's more of an open community. So there'll be more opportunity for people around that. Marcus is really helping us there in
Yeah,
taking a role
chuck
there.
in if you chuck your email in the chat, I can get an invite out. Is everyone on School other than Daisy?
I think
Yeah.
I sent out the invite to everyone, but please send Marcus at uact.co.uk, your email address. There you
I've
go.
just put it in the chat.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Shit, I need to get them before you shut the meeting then.
It's all right. Relax
Okay,
this time.
cool.
Marcus, thank you for your help. And it sounds like you're on the Daisy trajectory as well. This
On
is
the
your
what
fifth
trajectory, sorry?
class already.
Yeah, yeah.
Well done. Wonderful. All right, everyone. See you next week. James, congratulations. Don't
Thank
go
you.
away.
I won't. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.